What happens when you combine a literal Van and a guard? You get Vanguard, of course. You know what? Let's rewind back a bit so you, as a viewer, can understand how I got to this game. You can skip this part of the video if you are just here for the game review. It all started when some Timmy named guy named Timmy joined my own Discord server, link down below in the description. Except he didn't use that link. Some animator I know in real life named Vanguard recommended him to me. Then Timmy immediately asked what type of game I like. So I obviously responded with what type of games I absolutely hated but then liked about liking it. Then he proceeded to DM me, asking me to promote some Dead War game for free. By the way, I'm not getting sponsored here because the previous promoter had some bad reputation, I guess. Wait, how bad is it? Holy sh! Anyways, my original idea was to play the game, but that's when it hit me. The game has no players for a multiplayer game. Like, obviously, the owner of the game and Timmy asked me to promote the game for that reason. The owner and KVM were nice enough to ask me to suggest a date and time so they can host playtests or something like that. But the problem was, most people are from Europe and me living in Singapore, the timings I'm free and the timings the majority of the Europeans are free just don't match. However, some people like this dude over here might argue that Europe's morning is equal to Singapore's evening. But you know, I'm a busy unemployed man. What could I be doing, you ask? Well, glad you asked. Of course, I'm doing extremely productive things such as binge watching anime, doom scrolling on Instagram Reels, watching YouTube shorts.
What a great day.
Yeah, okay, maybe extremely is not the correct word to use it. It should have been super extremely Anyways, the second option was to get my 3 good friends to help me. They just completely ignored it. Well, at least Pharrell saw and replied to it, but convincing this master procrastinator to play is not worth the time. Don't worry, I still have one person left that can help me. And to make my odds of him agreeing to help me even higher, he is known for making a war video with more than 100k views. It's none other than Jukestar Gaming. To increase my chances even more, I should beg for him to help.
Please,
Jukestar,
I need this! My mom is kind of homeless.
Well, he didn't say yes, so it's 100% no already. I guess my assumption was wrong. And to further add on the no, this guy proceeds to say the dumbest line. So now here I am doing a game review for this game called Vanguard. Who needs people when you got yourself, right? So for our game review, I'll rate a game by its gameplay obviously, which means the graphics, animation, the user interface, or UI for short, as well as sound. Obviously it's a war game, all out of 10. Alright, and immediately we are greeted with a 6-7 joke, so I proceeded to set my graphics to 6. Maybe 7. Okay, 6 it is. As for the menu, there are 7 squads and 6 classes. Ha, you thought I was gonna read from bottom to top to make another 6-7 joke. Shame on you. That beam is super unfunny and I have no intention of doing it again. So anyways, there are lots of buttons that I have no intention of explaining, but I guess the only logical option is to check the loadouts before we deploy. So I guess there's a wide selection of weapons, and despite being unemployed, I don't have the time to go through all of them, so I'll just showcase the weapons from the standard issue of each class. So let's start with infantry. Also, by the way, every class has a mask. So here's the wearing animation, don't know what that does. Now showcasing the gun animations, I guess. Here's the melee weapon I suppose people back then used to beat people with. I mean attack with. Actually wait, I'm still saying the same thing. Why am I correcting myself? Anyways, as you can read from the hints, the longer I use this melee weapon, the more tired I get, so the attack speed decreases. How realistic? Whoa, I'm not implying that I have experience in using a melee weapon in real life. Anyways, pressing G allows me to throw a bomb. Alright, on to assault. Whatever this gun is. I can hold the mouse button for it to shoot until the ammo runs out. The secondary weapon is the same as we have covered before, same goes for the melee weapon. However, we have this item, which I can assume is a bomb on a stick. Let's test it out. Wow, what just happened? Must have been the wind. Let's test it out again. Okay, so it's like those small bombs but with a bigger explosion. Alright, now we are support. Wow, this gun shoots. And reloads. Well, it's the same pistol again. Same melee weapon. Okay, it allows me to give ammo to teammates if I have any around. And myself. And now we are medic. Same gun as support. Finally, a different pistol. Same melee again. Okay, it allows me to heal teammates. I don't know if it works for myself because I got no one else to damage me. Now we are Pyromancer. I mean Flame Trooper. Wow, who would have thought? It shoots fire. So cool. No cool reload animation though. I'm kinda disappointed. And of course the melee weapon is the same. Finally, we have Trench Trooper. From the name, I guess it's a class meant to be lurking in the trenches. Who would have thought? Gun is the same as the assault class. Pistol is the same with a lot of the other classes. Finally, the melee is different. It's a stick with spikes on it. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Now that I'm done showcasing all the classes' standard issues, I'll now showcase the movement and the vehicles, I guess. So in this war game, I bet you didn't know that you can sprint, jump, crouch, and obviously drive tanks. Okay, I might be a tiny bit bad at driving, but now my vehicle is stuck in a big hole that can be seen from miles away. After due consideration of thoroughly reviewing this game, the graphics are cool, I guess. 10 out of 10. The animations could be better, but since this game is still a work in progress, I think it's quite amazing already. 9 out of 10. The UI is good, a bit too good to the point that my brain can't keep up, so I'll give it a 6.7 out of 10. Finally, the sound is definitely a 10 out of 10, but having way too much sound in the background would make it hard for players to pinpoint the direction of the enemy's attacks. Maybe something normal in wars. I don't know, I never participated in a war before. Let me bring in a war veteran that's totally not caused by me to play this amazing war game.
Wow, this game really takes me back to the good old days. The sounds of explosions and guns really sound like the sound of explosions and guns from back when I took part in D-Day. No, not this D-Day. This D-Day. I personally enjoy this game a lot, and if you like wars like me, I highly recommend this game to you. 100% real war veteran
Now what are you waiting for? Go play this game right now by clicking on the link in the description below.